we're really close to the sea and it's high tide.
Yeah, so we are at Kealakekua Bay. It's kind of a beach, but you probably don't want to swim here, but a lot of people are bringing their kayaks.
When it's low tide,
really
they
rocky.
do, but right now it's high tide, it's very high.
Yeah.
But the biggest reason I came here is because this is the place where Captain Cook was eaten. And if you look out in the distance, there's a white monument way out there on the other side of this bay. And that is where the whole thing went down. So this bay is famous if you have read the stories of Captain Cook. He came here and this is where he interacted with the royals and the chiefs and so on. And this is where his misfortune happened. And the story goes that when he first arrived, he matched the description of a prophecy that they had. And so they treated him like a god, and there was some advantages to that. And then he got on his boats and he took off, and that was all good, but because of some circumstance, I think it was due to his expedition, he had to come back here, and that did not match the prophecy, and they thought it was a fraud or that he's a devil, not a god, and a false god, and they killed him and ate him. So that is how that story went down, and it went down right here on this bay. This is what the bay looks up close. It's completely filled with these lava rocks and it's very hard to walk, but some people are coming here and using it as a beach and going in snorkeling. There's a coral reef inside there which seems quite rich, so people are coming for that. We see them snorkeling there, and to me it's just kind of crazy. Having read books and watched movies about Captain Cook, I consider him one of the greatest explorers, and the biggest reason I love to travel and I moved away from my homeland is that I am a big fan of the Age of Exploration heroes, and he's one of the biggest. So it's actually almost unreal that I'm standing right here where it ended for him. I've read that story many times and now I actually can see exactly where it happened. That's quite incredible. Dolphins, yeah. Trail going around here. I have to move very fast to avoid mosquitoes, and these dogs just went down there, but it's a flooded lagoon and it's probably completely infested, which is not fun. Does not smell very good either, but park closed, keep out. Dogs are going back now. Hip, hip. Here we go. Due to hazardous conditions, historical park is closed and it looks like abandoned, and what we see here is basically a swamp. So yeah, probably there are millions of mosquitoes around me and I'm out.
Alright, so we are at Puʻuhonua, Hōnaunau. I may have mispronounced that. My Hawaiian is really rusty. But this is known as a place of refuge. So back in the day, if you broke the kapu or their sacred law, you could come here, and if you reach the boundaries of this area, this was a place of refuge.
And all I know about it is that it's very beautiful and you get to see some artifacts from the Polynesians. So let's have some fun. I noticed there's some expansive views, so I got my Zeiss lens on, which is a 12 on a crop.
Well, you know, the interesting thing too about having a place of refuge is that do we even have such a place anymore?
Parks, I guess.
Well, but if the police are after you, you broke a law, you're a criminal.
Oh, that kind of refuge.
Yeah.
Well,
if you're a criminal, that's what this was for.
That is odd.
Yeah,
we don't have such a place.
I mean,
well, kind of California.
Maybe we have sanctuary cities now. Well, that's different. That's not for criminals exactly. But yeah, I guess, you know, back in the ancient Hawaiian civilization, they actually had a place of refuge, and you may have had to stay here for a long time. May have had to, you know, live here, but that's, you know, better than the opposite. And I don't think today in modern society we really have any place like that unless you just, you know, make your own up.
Yeah, I did read about a place in California which is lawless and people are driving in there to hide out. And it actually, they say, is the last lawless part of the USA. Right here we have the big thatch building, which has a canoe, and this is how they used to go out and fish. They did not leave the archipelago. They sometimes left the islands, and they always went out fishing.
Ooh, jawbone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wild pig.
Keep in mind, these bones we're finding are right down the road from where Captain Cook was eaten.
Oh, come on, that's not a human jawbone. It's totally a pig. Well, if you had to be running away from the law, this is a pretty nice place to hang out and find refuge. And today you can come and visit it. It's considered a national park, but it is a place where you can only walk around and check out the sights. You're not allowed to kayak, snorkel, fly your drone, or even sunbathe here. It's really just for a short visit to pay respect to the area.
And here we have some traditional art known as tikis. I always found those pretty cool. Do you know what they're supposed to portray?
No, I don't.
I guess we need to read up on tikis because we are unprepared. We don't know what they mean. They remind me a little bit of totem poles. Definitely dramatic expressions. And here it's interesting. It's built on a bed of lava rock, and right there is a bit of a congregation of them. Pretty well crafted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. 2 little ones here, 8 here, 9, 10. More on the fence. This is the most I've ever seen. I'm walking through the lava field because I have a piece of art in mind I want to make, and I really like coconut trees, and this little grove here is one of the nicest I've ever seen. So I'm walking through this lava field to get a particular shot, and I want to make a print of that and put it in our house. So let's see how this goes. I have a pretty decent shot from here where my foreground is lava rock and my background is the palms, so that's one option. And I also possibly have the other shot, which is just the palms, but I want to experiment with both. Well, I think I got my shot. It got even better because I found a tide pool in front of the palms right here, and I used my wide angle size, and I have the foreground shiny water over lava rock, and the background is these gorgeous palms. So that's one of the shots I wanted, and another shot I want is purely the palms. So I don't know if I'll make a little mini series of 2 or 3 shots, or whether I'll print out one and put it in our house.